So we've installed Power Product Page from the Shopify App Store, and then we're going to go through a quick setup and configuration. And so the reason I built Power Product Page is to create the fastest and highest performance variant aware product page. So it's very difficult. If you've ever tried to do it, it's many tens, possibly hundreds of hours to get it right, and to do it in a way that's the most minimal, that will result in the best and the highest web vital scores. So that's what I set out to do, and that's what I did. And so that's why you've installed this app. So let's go through a quick installation here. You can either click in the left-hand column, installation, or just right here in the center column, learn about installation. And so the way that it works is it's all Power Product Page is all installed via app blocks. And so there are 2 required app blocks, and then we have additional supplemental app blocks for styling and configuration. So just to get the app running and set up, we install the required app blocks. And the first is the data core that sets up all the data for the page and the app to use, and then the modules app block that sets up or allows you to activate the different features and some basic configurations. And then after that, we stack on additional app blocks for style and additional configurations. The reason we do that is because Shopify has a limit on the number of settings you can have per app block. So eventually you run out, and then so I basically made the style app blocks separate by feature type or by desire. Like, for example, styling the color border text would be 1, and then the rest are for features. So the first thing that we do is install the data core. It'll ask you to select your theme. Ideally, you've already set up a theme copy in order to get set up on it and test and set up how you like before you publish it live. So I'm not going to actually, once you click on your theme, it'll jump you over to the editor. I have that already set up over here. So here's our product template. And then here are our app blocks. So I've already added the data core and the modules app block. You can see the data core doesn't have any settings. It's just for data. And then the modules app block, this is where our main features are, and then our initial configurations. So you can see, we can turn off the image gallery. We can turn it back on. We can hide the product title. And so we can use this modules app block as many times as we like. And you could add this you could add the modules app block to different sections if you wanted to. So you could add, different features around your product page or within different columns or however you want to set it up. It kind of depends how your theme is structured, but that is possible. It's just any theme section that will accept an app block, you can put this in there. And as long as you have the data core and the modules, the data core only needs to be included once per page, and then the modules can be included as many times as you like. So you see we have subscription set up for this product. Here's variants and our add to cart. And then we have our product info accordion. And that is set up with meta fields. And then so if we scroll down, we have basic changes to our gallery. So for desktop and mobile, it's very simple. Some variant options, some add to cart options. So we have like a sticky add to cart on scroll that appears in the bottom right, and that has its own settings. Let's see here. What else do we have? So if you wanted to show subscription box for the product, as long as the product has selling plan data from an app, it's totally app agnostic. So any app that you want to use for your subscriptions, you can use Power Product Page, and then that will pull all of your selling plan data from the product information. And then we have our product info accordion. And so in this case, our info accordion is already set up with metafield data. And so we pre-populate the metafield data, and I'll go over that in just a second. So we can have an accordion, or we can have simple description. There's some other cases for that as well. So you can have it closed by default. You can have it open by, I think open by default is better for SEO, but obviously, that's going to be up to you. And so that's the base setup for it. And then you can see we have things like style, main layout. So we can set our mobile breakpoint. We can set our max width for desktop. You can set up your column ratio, so width ratio. So if you wanted a skinnier left column or a skinnier right column for whatever reason, you can set that up here. And then the spacing between different components inside of the columns and the spacing between the columns can all be handled right here. And then let's look at our variant options. So our variant options right now are set up to use image swatches, and that can either be set up in your color category meta fields, or we also pre-populate a meta field for that as well. So you can use either or. So as long as the meta field label matches the color option, then we can populate it one of two ways. So right now we have it set up for image with text label on hover. So you can see if we hover over on desktop, we can see the color name. And then let's see, where were we? Oh. So sometimes when you click around, you lose the scope of the app block you were in, but that just happens from time to time. And so in this case, if we wanted to just do the color, we don't have color set up, but we do have images set up. Here we go. So, and then we can do different types of things. So we can have our options in a grid. We can do different types of option grids for mobile and desktop. Really depends on what kind of products you have, how many variant options you have, and that sort of thing. So we're all set up already with our meta fields, and we're going to go through that as well. So then here's an example of style, color, border text. And we have all our different colors to create our color scheme for the entire section here. And that includes, the variant options, as well as, selected border colors, selected background color, default background color, and so on. So then when we want to add more app blocks for these to style, so we'll just go over here, click on add block to apps, click type in power, and then you can see we have more options for each different item. And so if we wanted to say, okay, let's look at the options for add to cart and subscription, if we wanted to change like the border style for the subscription boxes to square instead of rounded, we can do that. We can do all different types of border changes, button radius changes to get you the style that the exact style that you want. So we'll just run the defaults here and then get rid of that one. And so this is how we set everything up, and it's very, very easy. It's a little bit to get your mind around adding the additional app blocks for styling. But unfortunately, because of the limitations that Shopify has, we have to do it that way. And so this is a fully variant aware gallery here. Sorry, it's loading a little slow there. Once it's cached, then it will refresh immediately. So this is a product with video, so it accepts images or video without any issue. And then so we have, you can see here, different colors for, I think this is the first time I'm requesting those image sizes. That's why they're so slow there. So this is, let's see here. So you can see here that we have, different image. You can see here that we have unique images for each variant color. And so in this case, we have 16-ounce powder. We have and so here you can see that we have fully variant aware image gallery. So we have two different products. We have 16-ounce powder We have 3 different colors or flavors, let's call it. And then these are all set up with images and alt tags in the media gallery. So it's very, very simple setup. And then we use, for the image swatches, we use our predefined meta field that we add in. And I'll show you that right now. And so we have all different types of options on each feature via the style app blocks. And then we have our core configuration and like effectively activating the individual features inside the modules app block. So we have data core, modules, and then our style app blocks. And then that's it. So then you just add the different app blocks and then style it how you like. And then you're ready to go. So let's look at inside of each app block. You can see that there are additional like notes underneath different configurations, and then those link to our docs. And so if you want to set up variant aware image gallery, you need to add alt tags for that. So as long as the alt tag has text that matches the name of the variant option, then we will show that image, and that will kind of fail gracefully. So you can get as specific as you want down to, let's say, for example, you have color size. You could even have color size material. You can have special images just for one single variant if you wanted to. You would just get more specific with your alt tags inside of that. You would get more specific with your alt tags for the image for that variant. So color or size or material or flavor or, what have you. And so we also support negative matching as well. So in the case where you have variants that share variant names or variant labels that share variant values that share text. So for example, let's say you had white and black. You don't want all the white images to show for the color of white and black. And then so we have a convention to handle that case as well. And so let's look at this product right here. This is just a product that I created with ChatGPT, I believe. And so it has 3 different colors, it has 3 different flavors and 2 sizes. So 50 gummies, 16 ounce powder, just a hypothetical product here. And then, so you can see here, we have our variants, and then these are our variant names. So we have Neon Tropical, 50 gummies, 16 ounce powder. And then, so if we go up and we look at our images, we can see inside of our alt tag, we have the flavor, and then we have the size. And then, so you'll see as we go through the different images, you can see that we have the flavor and the size. So Superberry, 16 ounce powder. So those images will come through for those variant options. And then again, you can do all kinds of effectively grouping by whatever you want. So you can either get very specific down to the individual variant, or you can keep it broad. So you could just say, okay, I want all of the images to be of this color to be for the flavor electric circus. I don't care if it's 50 gummies or 16 ounce. I want all the images in a more broad fashion. So then we would just like remove 50 gummies as an example. So it's quite easy once you get the hang of it. Let's see here. And then so that handles setting up the image gallery. So variant aware image gallery. And then if we scroll down, you can see that we have all of our subscription information. And then in this case, I use the app Joy subscription app to populate the selling plan data. And then if I scroll down, you can see we have here our predefined meta fields. So when you install the app, we predefine these meta fields. So all you have to do is go into the product, and then you can add that information. So you can see here that we've added our subscription highlights. And so that corresponds to, that corresponds to these highlights over here. So free shipping, pause, skip, cancel anytime, exclusive content, giveaways. And so you could change those, and you can also change the icon associated with those in the meta field. So if we look at this meta field, click here, edit. So we have free shipping, We could change the icon if we wanted to, change the text, very simple. And that's predefined, and you can see that it was created by Power Product Page. You can see the name of the meta object. And then we also have our information accordion for the product page. So we have here, when you add these, you could add these per product, and then you can also override or add. So you can either override or add additional entries for each variant. So in the case over here, let's just look at desktop. We have our information accordion. Oh, let's see here. So we have our information accordion. Sorry, we have our sticky add to cart here. We could probably simplify that if we like, but let's see here. Sticky add to cart. Let us add another app block here, and we'll do it in real time. Okay, so add to cart and sub options. So we have our subscription options. Oh, well, we need to go back here. And so we'll go over here to our modules, app block, and then we'll hide sticky add to cart from, or hide the subscription box from the sticky add to cart. So we have that there. Go back. Here's our preview. And so you should see this is a little bit smaller there. And then so when we change our variant options down here, then they change for the add to cart as well. So what we can do with our information accordion, so these are just set up simple in the meta fields. And so here's the information accordion for the product. And then we can also go into each variant, and then we can override those values if we want to. So if I scroll down, you can see this variant also has potentially unique selling plan data. And then we have our subscription highlights here. So we could have unique subscription highlights per variant, and then we can have unique product info accordion per variant. And then we're going to talk about the variant label on another little screencast here. And so that's how we set up this product to be variant aware on every level of the app and the features. And so that is pretty much it for now. And if you have any questions, just reach out to support and I can help you. Or if you need help with the install, or the product is acting in a way that you don't expect, or you expect a different behavior, then reach out to support, open a support ticket, and then I can take a look for you and help you install it. Or obviously if you find something that is maybe not matching your case, then maybe we can change the app a little bit to make it work for you. So that's not always going to be the case, because our primary focus is performance all the time. And so in that case, we may not be able to accommodate every feature request, but definitely where there's good feature request, always try to put it on the backlog and continue to improve the app at all times. Well, thank you. Bye.